Hey, my name is Brandy, Chef Brandy specifically,
And I'm Vonanise, aka Bougie Betty,
and we're here to bring you the tea.
otherwise known as the easy answer.
Yes, so this is our first episode of the Easy Answer podcast. Look at that, episode 0. You know why we called it episode 0?
Why, Brandy? Give us the tea. Tell
because
us.
because we just wanted to come and like give you guys a little bit of insight about who we are, what it is that you're going to expect from this podcast. And so we felt like we shouldn't waste a whole full tea experience here, but we just want to just kind of, give you a little sip of what we have to offer.
Ooh, I love your puns, not sip. Yeah, it's so
Yes.
funny. But I think
So,
that we've decided that, you know, I am a person who's trying to be more plant based, and Brandy is a plant based chef. So we're trying to figure out what I have a lot of questions about it in this COVID world that we're living in. We live in New York, so we're sort of like the cases have gone down. So we're trying to figure out in this world where we can go out, to restaurants and stuff, like what's the healthiest way to do most things, right?
yeah, that's a good way to say it. It's this whole idea of how do we be more healthy, but how do we like make it easy, the easy answer. Like a lot of times people think about the process of being healthy or staying well as being super complicated and hard.
And
And
expensive.
expensive, right? And it's
Mhm.
not. And I mean, Vaughn and Niece will tell you, like, so we did something called Tea Time over the last, I want to say it's like 3 months or something on Instagram Live, right? And so Tea Time has evolved into the easy answer, and a lot of it was inspired by Vaughn and Niece's journey to get off of what she calls cow pus, also known as milk.
I stole that from someone else, probably you or someone who was like trying to convert me over. And once they converted me, I was done. All right.
Yeah. So we know that there are other people out here looking for the easy answer to living a real life. Like living like this isn't about wellness from a like super granola standpoint. So we're not talking about wheatgrass. We're not talking about kale chips. We're not talking about what else do we have? Goji berries. Like that stuff is cool, like in the midst of everything. But we're talking about like how do
Or
you
like you say, don't sleep on alkaline vegans. Right? What did you say? 15 pineapples a day, but
they do the raw vegans, they eat a
yeah,
lot of food. Like they eat, like you say, like 15 pineapples, like 10 watermelons, a bowl of blueberries. That's a lot. I mean, that's
that's
a
a
whole
lot of
lot,
food.
right? But that's
Neither of us are that.
no, we're talking about like real people. Like our journey over the summer was how do we find alternatives to ice cream? How do we find alternatives to cheese? How do we find alternatives to milk? These are things that people
Yes.
are looking to do every day. So that's literally it. Yeah.
And I mean, you hear things like there's going to be a meat shortage, there's going to be this, there's going to be that. And it just makes you think like, if I'm going to be sitting in my house more and walking less, because we live in New York City, and part of the thing about living in New York City is you can walk everywhere. If I'm going to be sitting in my house more, then I need to find the healthiest way. I need to find healthier food to eat. I need to find the healthiest answer, not just for food, for everything. Like I'm tired. Like I don't even want to watch the news some nights. I won't even turn the news on. Just because for me, the easy answer is don't sleep on the news. Don't go to sleep and hearing that in my ear if I want to be happy when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, and you bring up a really great point because healthiness or wellness, so to say, however you want to frame it, isn't only about like what you feed your mouth, but it's also like what you feed your mind. And so we also, like you say, want to provide strategies and the easy answer as far as that's concerned, like as far as that is too. So like Vaughn just says, it's like I can't imagine feeling comfortable, non-anxious, and at peace listening to the news on the way to sleep.
Right?
That's crazy.
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, or like even in New York, in the midst of COVID, like, and you would hear thousands of people are dying or hundreds of people. That is a horrible, you know, I mean, we all have heightened levels of anxiety now, you
Yeah.
know?
Now listen, so like, all right, so we told them what they're gonna get. Like, why should they listen to us? Like, why us? Like, who are we? Why should they care? Why should they tune in and listen to the easy answer? Why should they listen to our tea? Why should they sip our tea every week?
I think that we're going through the same thing too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not a vegan, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm trying to live a more plant-based life. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
same as everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
you know, except a little crazier. I might have a cat every once in a while that jumps on my lap, but she's a black cat, a black girl that runs the show in this house. All
Got
right.
it. All right. So tell us a little more about. So we know you're from New York. You said that. We
Yes.
know that you try to live a healthy life by making sure that you're not falling asleep listening to stuff that's gonna, disrupt your
Yes.
slumber. We know you're probably an animal lover because you have a cat. What else
Yeah.
do we know about you?
Um, I write, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I love writing. I'm working on a project right now that's really, invigorating for me, but I can't really give details on it. Um, as far as I'm just a person who just wants to learn as much as I can so that I could live a healthier life while keeping it hot.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't play that not being hot.
Got you. So you're looking for the easy answer to hotness.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
And I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Mm.
I wasn't hot forever, and then I hit 17 and got high all of a sudden, and I'm not willing to let go of hot. So
Mm. Got you.
letting it go. As long as hot will have me, I will try to hold on to hot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Got you.
that's my thing. And what's your easy what's your story?
Okay, I mean, like, I love your motivation for hot. That's cool and all, but my motivation really is health. Like, my motivation. so we are playing on the two H's. So we got H's in the house right now. So for me, like, I became a plant based chef because I was really trying to figure out ways to make plant based living exciting for a lifetime. So it's like I'm thinking about. I have a family that lives forever. When I mean forever, I mean like in my lifetime, I've had great grandparents. I still have both sets of my grandparents from my mom and dad. Like we live long, and we don't necessarily live well, but we still live
Wow.
long, right? So I figured if I'm going to be around, like I want all of my bodily functions. I still want to be sharp in my brain, and the research for me has kind of led me to this idea of living a life that is more plant based, but also being a person to help others make their plant-based experience, like their health experience, simpler and
Yeah.
easier, so
Yeah.
and from, like I said, like we talked from the top, like very realistically and not judgmental. Like, listen, if your goal is I want to be plant-based because I want to be hot, cool, let's figure that out. I'm not going to be like, why aren't you doing it for the animals? I don't understand. I just want to help. I just want to help make the process easy. So that's who I am.
My mantra is keep it hot
And mine
and
is
healthy. Yours is keep it healthy, maybe hot.
yeah, hot by default. It's healthy.
Yes, okay. And that's what makes us a good match. All right.
Yes. Because it's like there's this realistic like Vaughn is like the real person litmus test, where it's just like I'm not making cashew cream cheese. Like, let's find a brand that I could just go get from the store. And I'm just like, you don't want to soak cashews for 24 hours and then put them in a Vitamix and then put some stank in it and then make this really yummy cream cheese.
I don't want to dissect cream cheese and figure out what gives it that steak. Don't care. All right. Just let me get some good faux cream cheese.
Yeah, so that's that. So literally that's pretty much what you're gonna expect from us. We're always gonna dissect food. We're always going to talk about ways to, easy ways to stay healthy mentally as well as physically.
And you also, there might be a couple of news stories, hot topics that are thrown in here and there
Yeah.
because we live in the real world too. So
Yeah, which makes sense.
what's on our heart to talk about, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're human, so we are, staying healthy and hot. You got to read, I guess. Listen to what's going
Yes,
on
I
in the
think that part
world.
of being hot is being a reader. That's part of what makes you hot.
That
If
is
you don't read and you're saying like that's not part of it, no, 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 no.
Nah, yeah, I
It's
agree.
hot up here and here.
Yeah, the whole hot experience, right? Like we're talking about the whole healthy experience, mental, physical, spiritual. We got mental, physical, spiritual hotness here too.
That's right.
All right. So I think that this may be it for episode 1 of the Easy Answer. Stay tuned for
One down.
more. All right. Till next time, folks. Later.